The Janesville Police Department says 3 people have been taken into custody during an undercover sting operation in which officials posed as prostitutes soliciting sexual acts. A sergeant says police do those types of operations every so often, saying solicitation of prostitution is just one facet of human trafficking.
We do operations, based on every facet of human trafficking to try to combat it, to try to steer people into, be it recovery or getting out of it.
The sergeant says police hope that by seeing police conduct these operations, people will think twice about participating in human trafficking or prostitution solicitation in Janesville and nationwide.